This is my vow to exceptionalize you above all others, to respond rather than react, always. Finally, I vow to honor your...
U.S. December 5th, 2025. The famous Roloff family, who captivated audiences for years on the TLC show Little People, Big World, is set for a heartwarming end to 2025. Jacob Roloff, 28, the youngest son of Matt and Amy Roloff, and his wife, Isabel Sophia Roloff, are eagerly preparing for the birth of their second child. According to social media updates shared by Isabel, the baby's due date is officially set for December 2025. This new arrival is highly significant for the former reality TV stars, as this child will become the 10th grandchild for the matriarch and patriarch Matt and Amy Roloff. Awaiting the arrival, Jacob and Isabel, who currently reside in a rental property on the iconic Roloff Farms, are thrilled to be growing their family. The couple already shares one son, Mateo Tomas, born in December 2021. "We are so ready for this," Isabel recently shared with fans online. "It's going to be a December to remember." The upcoming birth provides a source of joy amidst recent family shifts, including the show's unconfirmed finale and the news of Matt Roloff's broken engagement earlier this year. Fans are sending waves of good wishes to Jacob and Isabel as they anxiously await the baby's arrival, which could happen any day now this festive season. The relentless coastal rain drummed a lonely rhythm against the attic windows of Alara Vance's inherited home. A historian by trade and a skeptic by nature, Alara had spent the last week meticulously cataloging her late grandfather's possessions in the dust-choked space. Most items were mundane: yellowed tax receipts, moth-eaten naval uniforms, but beneath a pile of nautical charts, her fingers brushed against something cool and heavy. It was a compass, yet unlike any she'd ever seen. Encased in an unidentifiable dark metal that felt strangely warm to the touch, it lacked any conventional markings for north, south, east, or west. Instead, its face was etched with swirling astronomical patterns and a single heavy brass hand that remained stubbornly still. The glass over the face was convex and faintly hummed, catching the dim light. It was, quite simply, an artifact of impossible engineering. Alara carried it downstairs, placing it on her study table next to her laptop. The year was 2025, yet the device felt like it belonged to a forgotten century. Her initial research yielded nothing. The metallurgy was alien, and the intricate gears visible beneath the brass casing seemed to serve no known purpose. She was almost ready to dismiss it as an elaborate hoax when she found the ledger. Tucked inside a volume of ancient maritime history, she discovered a slim, leather-bound journal. The handwriting was neat, flowing, and dated from the late 19th century. The journal belonged to one Silas Thorne, a brilliant yet largely forgotten inventor who worked out of a small London workshop. A key passage stopped Alara cold. The Chronos engine is complete. The compass, its key, now only awaits the spark, the element derived from celestial fire. With the fragment integrated, the traveler may chart not distance, but the river of time itself. If I fail, the compass must lie dormant until another finds the spark and finishes my work. Alara shivered despite the warmth of the room. A celestial fire fragment? That sounded like utter fantasy, until she remembered a strange gift her grandfather had given her years ago, a small, dark chunk of stone, polished smooth, that he claimed was a piece of a meteorite. She had kept it in a velvet pouch, thinking it a charming trinket. 2. The activation. With trembling hands, Alara retrieved the meteorite fragment. It was dense and cold, speckled with flecks of what looked like nickel. She returned to the compass, examining the central point where the brass hand connected. A tiny, almost invisible slot was visible, perfectly sized for the fragment. Taking a deep breath, the historian who had always trusted facts and documents decided to trust the madness of an old journal. She pressed the meteorite into the slot. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, a low, resonant thrum echoed through the room. The brass hand of the compass, dormant for perhaps over a century, began to spin wildly. The strange, dark metal housing glowed with an internal sapphire light. The astronomical markings on the face rearranged themselves, resolving into a digital display showing a date, 1888. Alara backed away instinctively as the glow intensified. The light didn't just illuminate the room, it seemed to tear the air. Directly in front of the compass, a shimmering vertical distortion appeared. A swirling portal of silver and fog, humming with the noise of distant traffic and horses' hooves. The smell of coal smoke and damp earth drifted through. It was a window to London. 1888. Silas Thorne's Chronos compass was functioning. Fear fought with the historian's insatiable curiosity. This wasn't a document she was studying, it was history itself, accessible. Realizing that the portal wouldn't hold forever, and driven by Thorne's journal entry, "If I fail," Alara knew she had to go. She quickly grabbed her grandfather's old leather satchel, a small modern phone, likely useless but habitual, and stepped through the swirling light. 3. The Victorian Labyrinth. Alara stumbled onto a muddy, chaotic cobblestone street. The air was thick with the stench of the Thames and burning coal. Gaslights flickered in the evening gloom, illuminating the blurred shapes of horse-drawn carriages and figures cloaked in heavy wool. The noise was overwhelming. Shouts, laughter, and the ceaseless clatter of the docks. She had to adjust instantly. Her modern waterproof jacket and jeans were conspicuously anachronistic. Pulling out a heavy, dark shawl she had grabbed from the attic, she draped it over herself to conceal her clothes. The compass, now muted but still glowing softly, rested in her satchel. Her goal? Find Silas Thorne and determine what failure he feared. Using the compass's faint glow to guide her, it now acted as a directional pointer to Thorne's last known location from the journal. She navigated the labyrinthine streets of East London. She finally located a small, unassuming workshop in a back alley. A single oil lamp burned inside. Peering through the grimy window, she saw Thorne, a man with wild, intelligent eyes, hurriedly packing blueprints into a metal box. He was alone, frantic. Just as Alara moved to knock, a carriage pulled up silently, and 3 grim-faced men in bowler hats emerged. They carried no weapons, but their intent was clear. Coercion? "Thorne, the Chronos device," one hissed, his voice low and dangerous. "Give us the core, and you walk away." Thorne clutched the metal box to his chest. "Never. It is a tool for knowledge, not for your industrial greed." 4. The final spark. Alara kicked open the workshop door, shouting, "Police! He's alerted the authorities!" The momentary distraction was all Thorne needed. The men hesitated, glancing nervously at the street. Thorne spun around, his eyes wide, startled by the sudden appearance of the strange woman. "Who are you?" he demanded, but before Alara could answer, the leader of the men recovered and lunged for the box. "There's no time," Alara urged Thorne, pointing to the compass in her satchel. "I have the key. You must secure the device." Thorne recognized the compass instantly. His eyes, though weary, lit with understanding. "The traveler? You finished it." Working quickly while Alara blocked the doorway with a heavy anvil, Thorne opened the metal box. Inside was a smaller central mechanism, the Chronos engine core. He didn't try to activate it. Instead, he quickly detached a single crystal component and slid it into a hidden pocket in his waistcoat. "They will never master the principle without this core component," he muttered. "The compass is your way back. Go." The 3 men finally managed to push the anvil aside. Alara didn't wait. She activated the compass fully, knowing the power drain would be immense. The sapphire light flared, and the portal shimmered to life behind her. "Thank you, traveler," Thorne whispered, a look of profound relief washing over his face. Alara threw one last glance at the embattled inventor, then sprinted through the swirling silver gate, hearing the angry shouts of the industrialists fading behind her. Epilogue. Alara tumbled back onto the dusty floor of her attic in 2025. The transition was jarring, like surfacing from deep water. She scrambled to her feet. The portal was gone. The compass lay on the floor, the meteorite fragment now completely dark, the brass hand still. It was silent, inert, drained of all its power. She checked her phone. No signal, but the date and time were correct. Her journey had lasted less than 10 minutes in her own time. The only evidence of her impossible voyage